Hey, I did such an acceptable job on the last guitar that another member of my writing group says, hey, I've got a 12 string that's in unplayable condition. What do you think about looking at it? So I said, all right, show it to me. So this one's called an Art Luthier, made in Canada. Actually, it's a part of the Godin brand of guitars made in Quebec, and the situation is grave. I have loosened most of the strings on this because the neck was quite bad, and I've tweaked the truss rod as tight as I can go to get the neck as flat as possible to start with, and then to make some general measurements. I've measured here over the first fret. This one's 35 thou. The last one was 34 thou, so it's got quite a range to be able to come down. Here's my little ruler I usually use for my action at the 17th fret, or wherever it is on my other guitars, at being 4/64, and it's 3/64, which is a really great action on an electric guitar at the 17th fret. Down here we've got there's my tape. It usually shows my if I get some light on this thing, 4/64, and it's sitting at 15/64 with only a little bit of tension on the low E string, and all the rest are just flopping around. So I'm not sure what I can do with it. There's also a little bit of an arch in the top here. The pressure is pulling it up. Obviously there's not a good enough bracing in this guitar. It's quite resonant though. And the bridge itself is in really good shape. There's a tiny little bit of lifting just underneath there, which I'm not really equipped to do anything about. I might be able to stick some crazy under there, but that's about it. Once I get all the tension off, I can find a way to keep it pressed down for a while. We'll see. The saddle is not terribly high on the guitar. It's sitting up there, and there's not a lot of height to it. There may be some shims under there. There is room to be able to bring it down and see if I can possibly make it close to playable. It's got a sort of a flat finish to it. It's nice looking for a flat finish. It's got some nice grain on the top. Just too bad about all this stuff. And the strings are fully corroded, but I will use them as best I can in order to see what adjustments I can make. Okay, so I've come to the realization that even without the saddle in, I've tuned up the low E string, and even with just that one string pressure on the guitar, I'm still facing 15/64 above the fretboard, and not a darn thing I can do about that. I cannot redesign and reconstruct this guitar outside of my capabilities. So it goes back to owner as is. Yeah, we got her back in. Some tension on the strings to hold them in place. But yeah, no amount of emergency medicine can help this one. It was basically dead on arrival.